Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Fake Tank Friday. Today we will be looking at the concept of the German Super Heavy SPAA. No doubt many of you have seen these, and with some of the absurd vehicles cooked up by different designers, it might not seem too far-fetched that this is something that would have at least been drawn up. Despite this seeming plausibility, there are several reasons why this idea was never pursued in reality. Before we dive into those, I think it makes sense to first look at some of the more common designs which have been circulated, and then we can consider why they never existed. Easily the top vehicle out there fitting this concept is that of the E-100 hull with flat cannons mounted on top. There are two variants of this which you will likely run into, one with a single 128mm flak gun and another with a twin 128mm flak armament. Out of the two, the twin mount could be argued to be theoretically possible since both the hull of the E-100 and the twin armament both existed. However, there is nothing connecting these two outside of post-war theory crafting. As for the other single cannon design, this looks extremely similar to the turret from the Waffenträger E-100 made up by World of Tanks. This leads me to believe that is the inspiration for the models and drawings out there. The next design is that of the Flakschwilling 8.8cm Alf E-100/Maus. Similar to other German SPAA designs such as the Kugelblitz, this was a special turret which could be mounted to the original hull with minimal changes. Unlike the previous vehicle we looked at, this turret would mount two 8.8cm cannons in a fully enclosed turret. The overall design of the turret is similar to the Maus 2 term with some additional features and angling. Seemingly, the turret could be mounted to either the E-100 or Maus hull. There are obviously other designs which you may run into, but there is really no reason to cover each and every one because the reasons for them not actually existing apply regardless of the layout. If we look at the real-world Flakpanzer designs, a common theme will pretty quickly emerge, that being the recycling of old Panzer hulls into anti-aircraft vehicles. The only real exception to this being the programs that looked into using a Panther hull, which we discussed in an episode of Cursed by Design. The reason the Panther AAs never saw production is quite similar to why no super heavy flak vehicles were drawn up. Quite simply, there weren't enough hulls. With the Panther, this was due largely to the need for more tanks on the front lines, with the idea of using the chassis for AA vehicles not possible if production was to be maintained. This is even more extreme when we look at the E-100 and Maus, which were produced in incredibly few numbers. With the E-100, only one nearly complete hull was built. The Maus, on the other hand, did see a bit more production with two functional hulls, one of which was equipped with a completed turret. Along with these, a handful of other hulls had been finished, although these were essentially just armored boxes. With so few readily available hulls, why would these be used for something such as a Flakpanzer? You could make the argument that this was a way to put the already existing hulls into service in a supporting role, but there were other ideas such as a Sturmgeschütz using the hulls which saw consideration. On top of this small supply of hulls to modify into Flakpanzers, the super heavy hulls are obviously extremely heavy, meaning range and mobility would be poor. This might not be as big of a concern for a vehicle with 8.8cm flak guns, but those guns also could already be positioned using other methods which didn't require a 100+ ton hull. The closest thing to a super heavy AA to actually have been drawn up was the coaxial 20mm on the Maus, however this never left the drawing board. I hate to once again criticize the scale modeling community because I know it is a small minority in that group causing these sorts of fake history vehicles. Unfortunately, once again, similar to the Lancer, we find a page explaining the supposed history of the Flakpanzer E-100/Maus. According to the author, Soviet forces found blueprints for the twin 88mm turret as well as a mild steel mock-up of the turret. Unlike the Lancer though, this site does provide several sources, one of which is Tom Jentz. Considering he and Hilary Doyle have provided some of the best information out there on German tanks, this does at first make you wonder if this has any authenticity to it. With some help from Ed from Armored Archives, I was able to get my question passed directly to Hilary regarding this, and he confirmed it to be, quote, complete rubbish. I can't completely confirm this, but it seems whoever made the original post about this design may have added a recognizable name to make their post seem more believable. You may want to argue about that with me in the comments, but do bear in mind that another source given is a model company, so good luck with arguing that. Although you can also place some of the blame for this on the modeling companies which have since sold these and other fake designs, this often comes after someone creates a kit bash. If you want to buy one of these and create it yourself, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just remember that it is a fictional vehicle regardless of what the companies may say in their product descriptions. I'll leave some links in the description if you are interested. There is also nothing wrong with kit bash or other custom models, and as I mentioned in the past, I have nothing against fictional designs. I just want people to be more aware of how they label any fictional history they attach to them. For the rest of you watching, I hope you enjoyed this shorter video and it helped clear up any confusion you had over whether or not these were real designs. Thanks as always to my YouTube members for their continued support of the channel, as well as to all of you for watching. If you like this video, check out the rest of the Fake Tank Friday playlist to see some more examples of bizarre or outright dumb fakes. I'll see you there.